Okay, good morning, everybody. We're back here on day 2 of working with Freestrider Lookout, a card that was not on my radar at all during like initial evaluations, but after playing with Magda and kind of finding how easy it is to commit a crime, the turn these cards come down, and every single turn after that, or if you're playing the claws and the baubles, um, that Freestrider Lookout it has just like such a more powerful like crime effect than Magda. Like putting a land into play is a lot better than putting a treasure token into play. Of course, 3 versus 2 mana is a big difference, and also not having like the activated ability sync to win the game by itself means you kind of have to construct your lands in a way that the lands you're putting into play will win the game by themselves. Yesterday we played a Sunken Citadel Urza Saga field version, and that version was pretty interesting. We won our first 3 matches and was on top of the world and started doing a lot of losing. But Lookout looked really good the whole time. And we were talking about how it felt like a Valakut build of the deck would make it to where we wanted to play Magda in that deck, but like the splash for red was just so tough to play so many colorless lands and then also splash red for Magda. But if you're in on Valakut, then the red splash is a lot easier, it's just actually good, and you also get to play Wrenn and Six pretty easily, which Wrenn and Six is just kind of, one incredible modern card, also incredible crime committer, and also helps you, just hit your land drops in your Valakut deck, just great. Include here, and it just feels like this build has a more cohesive game plan. I know it's a little bit weird to be playing all these like artifacts in a Valakut deck, but these artifacts are just so good with the 8 crime generators, and they provide some interaction, and then they also or the claws is some nice interaction, and then Bauble just also cycles. Still claws over relics, just because it just does commit 2 crimes a turn, which ends up being pretty relevant a lot of the time. Valakut could also commit crimes, which is really nice. I definitely had like it was actually way more. Valakut committing crimes was a lot more relevant than I expected it to be, where I could play a fetch land, commit a crime, get a land off Lookout, deal 3 damage, and then crack a fetch on my opponent's turn, 3 damage to my opponent, get a land, 3 damage. And that was just lethal a lot of the time when you had like Dryad plus Freestrider Lookout. Like these 2 cards together just kill them. Which is kind of why I wanted to play Collected Company in this shell, but Collected Company just kind of sucks. Simply put. But yeah, I think the deck's compared to yesterday's builds, this deck's overall game plan is better. And you get to play Magda, and you get to play some interaction, and your card quality is higher. So a lot to like about this build. No Boseiju in sideboard. I have Pick Your Poisons in the sideboard, which would you prefer to play any number of Pick Your Poison over any number of Boseiju? I wouldn't, because I really like to be able to bring this card in against Murktide specifically, and have this card be able to kill Blood Moon and Murktide and Ledger Shredder and Channeler. I love that this card does all of that against Murktide, which being a big mana deck, gotta be a matchup you gotta think about a lot. I think on the play, I'll keep this hand. Obviously, it's very slow, but hopefully between the Bauble and the Surveil from Commercial District, we get to find something to do on the first couple turns. I like first Boseiju. What would you cut for the first Boseiju? Yeah, you could play a World Soul's Rage for sure. There's a lot of different ways you could play it. In a deck that anything but tutors lands. Well, we can't tutor Boseiju into hand. I'm gonna keep that Dryad for sure. Just sideboard? Yeah, what would you cut for it? Which card in my sideboard? Windswept Heath, Sacred Foundry, Ragavan. So probably Domain Zoo with no Giganthus, maybe like the Force of Negation build, which would be kind of suboptimal maybe. Yeah, I'm kind of confused how many times for the Pitiless Plunderer Goblin Bombardment combo has been mentioned this week. It is really not a modern playable combo. Yeah, I think we just want to keep lands here. And then we're hoping that we can ring into Scapeshift. This was worth playing Our Promise over Scapeshift to get Gigantha. I think no. But Our Promise does have some upsides for sure. You can play, I don't know. Gigantha is a good card, obviously, but I don't tend to like run through a ton of hoops to enable it either. Okay, so this is 10 damage right now. Them attacking with the Ragavan definitely implies that they have a Lightning Bolt. I think the problem is I don't want to die to 2 bolts. And then if I block this, my life total is so much higher because they have to bolt the Dryad also. They don't get the extra mana. They could also just be bluffing. Wow, sure, I'm glad I blocked, Tom. So I guess I'll play around like Mana Tithe. So they don't have Binding up. We're going to tap this now, see if we find a land to play. Do find a land to play. Nice. Might as well attack. Gigantha, yeah, Gigantha would be good in this deck for sure. I agree, but like also Scapeshift is 4 mana win the game if you have enough lands in play. I definitely feel like I want some copies of Scapeshift in this deck. How many lands do you need to kill Scapeshift? It depends. 7 lands is with no Dryad in play is 18 damage. With Dryad in play is infinite damage. As much as you could really need, really. And then with 8 lands in play, it's enough usually. So we will try to go Scapeshift, and if that resolves, well, I guess we only sorry we have 7. My I thought this was only 2 commercial districts for a second. We can definitely play this Valakut first at this point. But maybe I should I ever go after this Brawler? I don't think so, because I'm just gonna cast the ring if Oh, I'm not gonna just cast the ring. Because this Valakut enters tapped. Maybe I should just cast the ring this turn. Okay. Nice. So up a game against Domain Zoo. I want to bring in the Flame Slashes and maybe not all 4 Pick Your Poisons, but like 3. And I think this is a matchup where you want to trim the Magdas. I think this will happen sometimes. Trim 4th, Wrenn and Six on the draw. Maybe trim a Claws. Second Dryad first. Doesn't really play around anything, because if they kill my Dryad in response, I still just have lethal. No green mana in this hand. I can keep it on the draw. With maybe mulligan on the play. We have, a lot of green sources in the deck. Did we get to see how we did not draw Lookout that game. We played a lot of Lookout yesterday. Lookout was like very, very good all day yesterday. I've been super impressed by the card. All right, come on, land to go pick your poison, Flame Slash. Let's go. Obviously, this hand, not as good at committing crimes. Sorry, King Rebellion. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Yeah, people. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know. Lower on Boseiju is not necessarily the right word, but I don't feel like Boseiju is a mandatory card. I am just like not always going to include it. I think I want to go Lookout this turn, and the next turn I can go Lookout Flame Slash, and then, one of these will probably be alive. Ideally both. So we haven't necessarily... It doesn't really look like they're like the Force of Negation version, but also they still haven't played Gigantha. Some people still, to this day, just don't register Gigantha when they can. Alright, get at the crime. Look in top 5 twice. Okay. Commercial districts. I guess I'll surveil any non-land into the graveyard because I am going to have this second trigger here. Okay. So we have 4 mountains in play at the moment. I'm gonna... They started to play a spell, like they had a spell. Yeah, I think I want to, at this point, probably trade. So if they go, like, kill a lookout, I want to be able to, like, block one. What the fuck? Okay, so this stops my 1-ring protection. I also have reach, sneaky reach, that they may not realize. No, come on, opponents! Okay, double blocks. Soft trample. So we don't get the ring protection. But we get to keep a lookout, which is nice. Okay, it's also nice. Oh, whoops, did not mean to advance here. Like this draw, of course. We draw bold, so we want to do this main phase. Pretty sure it's got to be Stomping Ground. It just puts the freaking lands into play. It's crazy. Do artifact over creature flying, of course, because don't want them to sacrifice the roll. Lightning bolt. Never lucky. So they go after the lookout instead of the 1-ring. Testament to how strong this card is, maybe. Got a Corky named it Athena. Awesome. I didn't name Athena. She came pre-named. Good luck to you on your dog journey. So let's see if we really like our top card. Not that much. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle the claws. Okay, your turn. Wow, man, I was really hoping to go lookout, ping, fetch, ping, you know, commit a crime, hit another mountain. Okay, good start. Imagine Punishing Fire and Grove in this deck. Be pretty cool. Unfortunately, Grove doesn't commit a crime. If it did, we would be all over that. Yeah, Lookout is really good. Like this card just it gives you so much value for for 3 mana. And the 3 mana. 3 mana is kind of a lot in Modern, but it goes really crazy. Okay, like this hand. So Magda I like a lot, like as a backup plan, and she's also a ramp spell, and kind of simply put, she's pretty good in a deck that is just committing this many crimes. I'm not sure that Magda is like necessarily 100% optimal, but still have her in the deck at the time of making this comment. Oh, right. Sir Ginger has been popping up in these lists lately. Much to my dismay, I don't know, like, I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to it, but maybe, or if it scales Discord, I summon you. Why are we playing Sir Ginger? Can this be, okay, so can't hexproof as long as I control Wrenn and Six. To kill Karn? What? Why? What the? There's so few Karns. Why would you be main decking Sir Ginger? I don't know. I'm just a hater, I guess. There's just so many good flex spots and scales, though. We'll probably die to it. So if I block with Magda, I do force my opponent to sack something. The problem is then whatever they sack will just be pretty out of bolt range, so I guess I shouldn't. Would have loved to be on the play here. I would have loved to have had a third land. So what I think I'm going to do now is just here commit my crime on my turn, and with the intention to block and then bolt. Karvek 8 surgicals. I don't know. People really like that Karvek card. I do think that card is kind of nice with grief for sure. All right, probably gonna be down a game. Especially with them having this welding jar. Okay, so I try to block the Surge Injury. So they sack the Hangerback Walker to get a counter on the Surge Injury. So I bolt it in response, I think. I don't think Grazer would be better than Halfling in the mono green lookout deck. I don't even think there's a super good argument for it. I think it's mostly overthinking, to be honest. Okay, so they sack their Surge Injured. Guess I'm dead if they go all in here. Yeah. Okay, getting Xaxized. Tough game to lose the die roll, Mr. Land Drop. I'm gonna bring in the... Well, I guess, honestly, Slash is not amazing against them. Like, the sorcery speed removal that just doesn't kill everything. It's pretty tough. Especially when we're bringing in these extra removal spells. I think I want the Magdas in. I'm gonna cut the Scapeshifts, the 4th copy of Wrenn and Six, and then the 4th Claw. Wrenn and Six is a bit underwhelming. I don't know. You a lot of times get to ping something, and I'm trimming the 4th copy, but Wrenn and Six is also just fucking really good in this deck. Without Boseiju. Enough with Boseiju. They have a lot of one toughness creatures, and it's fucking Wrenn and Six. It's not not rocket science. Obviously, 3 Magdas is way too many Magdas, but we have Fetchland Wrenn and Six, so I think I'm going to keep. Was there a reason for pick over Force? No reason at all. No reason ever for any card choice. Pick Your Poison is way better against Blood Moon decks, like specifically Murktide. I like, obviously this is a Valakut deck, so you're kind of weak to Blood Moon. So bringing in Force Vigor is always like pretty shitty against Murktide, but bringing in Pick Your Poison is really good against them. Certainly, I agree that Force of Vigor is better against Hardened Scales. Thank you, Commercial District. You rule. Oh, I was thinking, it's like, they're just gonna let me ping here? Seems they are not. I think I can just get a mountain. Would the new 2-mana land be good with Lookout Shell? I don't know. I mean, you have to obviously... It's good if it's tapping for 2 mana. I don't know how often you're going to be able to be actually doing that. So we're going to lose our Wrenn and Six, probably. while they attack me. Holy shit. So we play our chump blocker. Ping them. Make a treasure, put a land into play, hopefully. Make you sack an artifact, or do I guess I maybe just hold this for an enchantment. Did not mean to click concede. So I have 5 mountains in play at the moment. I probably want to be able to use Wooded Foothills on my opponent's turn to go for lethal, because I can go, if I can go ping them, play Valakut, ping them. Well, I guess I need this to be a mountain for me to get the damage off the first lookout trigger. It's got 1 card in their hand at the moment. So I probably will be pinging the Ravager, although getting them to 12 is pretty relevant. Because it's kind of close. Let's see what we draw. Draw a commercial district. Sweet. So I could basically just commit to using this on my opponent's turn. I think I'm gonna just play the Magda, ping the Ravager, and with the intention of trying to kill them next turn. Okay, so we grab the Mire. And then I'm going to play Commercial District. I'm going to target the Ravager again. With kind of expecting them to use a Welding Jar, and then my Pick Your Poison should be... Oh. Okay. Is that on purpose? Just surveilling any non-land to the... Oh, I'm just fetching anyways, but even, I guess, just making there to be a higher ratio of lands in the deck is maybe just correct. So if they... Do I play around exactly Shadow Spear? I guess I should also just play around Ballista killing a blocker, huh? Yeah, let's pass. Could have played second Magda for third treasure. I could have, I guess, yeah. But then I'm not committing. But then with this, I got play this and then still get the extra crime. Then I get the dragon this turn. Okay, that was probably good. Although I kind of want to be able to like play this Magda, make a hasty dragon that hits them for 4. Yeah, maybe that was better though. Molten is really good here. Yeah, it's freaking Wrenn and Six, in a crime deck. Let's not cut too many copies. So commit our crimes. Crack a fetch land, surveil 1, deal 3 damage. Treasure token, another land into play, which deals 3 more damage. Definitely keeping that one. Play another Magda. We just have lethal in play with the hasty dragon here. Go to game 3. I think on the draw, Magda's going to be a good bit worse. If I could do something like this. We don't want the first Magda. Obviously, drawing so many copies was pretty bad that game too. But it's going to be so much harder to get it going on the draw. Why has Burn been played more? I don't know. Maybe it's because creativity's on the uptick, and Burn historically has been pretty good against creativity. Claws over Relic because it can commit 2 crimes in a turn cycle. Yeah, 2 mana fog wasn't so bad, huh? Fumori Vault Scales is cool. Got a lot of Welding Jars. me see if I like my top card. I mean, I'm trying to think like what card I could even see that I would just love, love, love here. Not second Wrenn and Six. Not enough. Yeah, I think this version's better than the mono green build, which was when the mono green build was better than the like green red field build. Yeah, so here I really want to. I think I'm gonna get basic forest because I have the Dryad. But I want to be able to go next turn, play Freestrider Lookout, and then ping for a crime and claws for a crime. And hopefully still be alive after that. My opponent did not seem to prioritize killing Wrenn and Six very heavily last game, so let's hope that that remains the case. Seems like it remains the case. I could also maybe like prioritize bolting. I could go like Dryad with bolt up here. Could be good. Is that better than going Lookout crime? I'm at 15. They have no scales in play. I'm pretty unlikely to like just lose the game. We came here to look out. I think you want to target Zabaz because they're probably going to Welding Jar or sack the Zabaz to the Ravager. But if you target the Ravager, they sack the Jar to Ravager, which just gives them the extra counter, basically. With the 13 months, thank you so much. Okay, they just let it die, which is strictly worse than sacking it to Ravager. I'm gonna claws in their upkeep since this is a relevant Cauldron card. Lookout is crazy. 3-mana 3/3, top 10, 2 lands into play. Reach. In response to this, they sack the Welding Jar because they want to maybe Cauldron the Zabaz, which is pretty interesting. You told me a year ago Spike was going to be realistic with Valakut and Scapeshift. I've played Valakut Scapeshift several times this year. Commercial District has been. Okay, I've definitely played Valakut Commercial District a bunch. I'm pretty sure I've also had Scapeshift a few times. You've almost missed on Freestrider a bunch, unlucky. Well, I haven't missed on Freestrider today. I missed yesterday like once. The calculator is really weird because like the more lands you haven't played, like the lower chance you are to hit. But assuming the only card you take out is Freestrider, which is the way we usually do it. I know it's weird here. We're like 95% to hit. They're attacking the Wrenn and Six now. Opponents play this game so weird. This was the turn you weren't supposed to, I think. Okay, so I should probably play a ring this turn, right? Let's let's just see if we put a Valakut into play. Had a lot of looks of no Valakuts. Maybe that's makes us more likely, I don't know. So now what? Should I go? I think I'm just so likely to kill them. I go Dryad, 3 damage, 9, 12, and then maybe 6 more. So it's lethal if I find a Valakut in like the top 10. I mean, yeah, Dryad Ring is like, I could legitimately lose to Ballista. So Dryad. Oh, I get this. I get an extra crime here. So I go. I'm just. Let me see if I can win this game here. So I go Dryad, Stomping Ground, untapped, 3 damage to them. Play Lookout, Wooded Foothills. Trigger this. Presumably 3 more damage off the Lookout. So that is 6, 9, 12. 15. And so if I don't brick it all on Lookout, or if I hit a single Valakut off of any of my 3 Lookout triggers, so a Valakut and 15 cards, we should win. And I think this is probably correct to do and not play around them being able to make a big enough walking ballista to kill me if in compared to the go for the one ring line. Could upkeep fetch to get more crimes. Yeah, I'm counting the crime on their turn. Could also just go after their creatures, but you know the ward makes it a little weird. But you know, let's blast them. Yeah, so if I hit two, if I had a land off of both Freestrider triggers, I win. Or if I hit a Valakut, off of one and miss on the other. Okay, so it did miss on one. Missed again, so I guess now I go after the Ravager, since I can just kind of chump block the other stuff. Dang, that would have been so cool. Yes, I was counting the Lightning Bolt. Yeah, so if we hit that one land, they would be at 5, then we have to put the damage we put at Ravager at them, then we would have bolted them. But wait, you know, only 95% to hit. We also dug super deep. Yeah, I'm not complaining, but just like how many times did we trigger Lookout? Like 30. Have we seen like 35 cards with with Lookout? Because if that's the case, is it like it's pretty unlikely to have only seen one Valakut, right? Okay, so I think we have to double chump. Or is that not true? If we block here and then they Cauldron the Ravager, this would be a 6/6. But how could they do 7 damage here? Because every time they sacrifice an artifact to put a counter on this, the power and toughness shrinks by 1. Yeah, we have 4 Valakuts. Use Ravager ability, but every time they use their but every time they use the Ravager ability, the construct shrinks by 1. Oh, we can also fizzle the Cauldron, yeah, so I guess it's just easy block. Blister for Zethal. Yeah, with the claws up, we don't need to worry about it. No, they don't have modular. Cauldron copies activated abilities, not triggered abilities. The amount of use Ravager ability in chat is pretty silly. Yeah, Walking Ballista for 0 also didn't. Yeah, there just wasn't like anything they could do for lethal, so I think just keep the other Lookout. Lookout is so good. Lookout is so good. I cannot. I always love when it's like we're like a month post release, 5 weeks post release or something, and like there's just this random ass bulk rare that because we worked on Magda so much, take another look at all the crime committers. Then you just see this like random ass 3-mana 3/3, and you're like, I thought it was kind of interesting for a little while then, but I've really soured on the card as time has gone by. Arid Mesa, a lot of Arid Mesas in Modern right now. If this is Burn, I've got 3 Dragon's Claws on the sideboard. Kind of does look like Burn over Prowess usually, right? Sacred Foundry. Fran played it in Titan build. I did not see Fran's Titan build, but boy, do I wish I had. I have not played Magda and Manufactor together. I would be open to. It's been kind of on my list. It's like a pretty different direction. And then also like I kept thinking about it like with Gear Drake also, and like I just really I really want Gear Drake to be there, and Gear Drake ain't quite there, you know what I mean? Okay, triple creature. 3 mana, 3/3, unironically great. Dryad is probably the best card we could see here, though. Or Wooded Foothills into Dryad, I guess. Ooh, Old Border Skewer. Down to 12 life points. Well, I mean, this was the card. Yeah, Claws is mostly just really good crime generator. Can commit 2 crimes a turn cycle even. Yeah, let me look at Franz. I don't feel like you want to play that in Titan because it only triggers once a turn. Wait, where is it? It's just with Reclaimer? I thought we were talking about Explorer. Oh, just links to the Twitch page. But this links to the... I wonder if I'm supposed to leave them with Eidolon. I think I'm supposed to leave them with Eidolon to, like, be able to kill them in 1 turn. Oof. I was not thinking they would bolt the Dryad. Opponent's at 8. So I can Bauble after I ring. And then the Eidolon won't deal me any damage. Fun little trick. Okay, too many amulet decks. Yeah. Lookout is the card I haven't seen anybody play besides me yet, but I'm sure someone has. There's at least one chatter yesterday who said that they have been messing around with it. So my opponent's going to go down to 6 life points. So if I tap this ring, wait, why are they? So my top card is a Freestrider Lookout, huh? If I tap this ring, I can only cast 1 spell. Worth fetching to play Claws last turn? Yeah, I guess so. I was kind of thinking I wanted to fetch Commercial District instead. So if I'm going for just the Freestrider Lookout, I can go fetch, ring damage, dead if I do that. Yeah, it seems like I just need to find another Dryad. So let's fetch and then surveil and graveyard any non-Dryad card. Maybe I would keep a ring. If we're not keeping that. Come on, second Dryad. So if the last card is another Lightning Bolt, which I think we may have already heard about. Up a game! Boarding in 3 Dragon Claws. Good place to be. Love this for us. So bring in the claws and the flame slashes. I'm going to cut the rings. They obviously have their moments, but they can be pretty awkward sometimes. Wrenn and Six number 4. I don't know, maybe what if we cut both Scapeshifts and just were like pretty low to the ground? We won. Yeah, we found the second Dryad. Trimmerin and a claw. Oh, I thought for a second you meant Dragon's Claw. Then I mentally didn't say anything because surely you weren't sucking that. I don't think you would have trimmed the claw. You want the crime enablers. You could. I just don't know that I want the card Scapeshift in my deck necessarily against them. Feels like maybe unnecessary. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna just have the lowest curve possible against them, and then I have these Dragon's Claws to ride them to victory. Magda seems kid, easy to kill and blocks poorly. Am I wrong in thinking that? Yeah, I think so. think it, I'm pretty happy to trade it for a 2/2, and if I like make a treasure and trade, I'm like relatively happy. I think I'm gonna go 5 here on the draw against burn. Obviously, don't love this. What if you cut Magda for a Boreal Graze or something like that? Magda seems kind of superfluous. Can never say that word. I don't know. I would probably play Farseek over Magda. I agree that Magda is kind of like off plan, but Magda is also like, you know, very castable in this build compared to the version we played previously. And Magda is also like kind of simply put like very good in the deck with 4 Wrenn and 6, 4 Claws, 4 Mishra's Bauble. Magda has been a card we've played a lot of on stream and has been like a 2-drop that I've been very impressed by. You know, just very, very simply put. It's been a 2-drop I've been very impressed by when you have all of these, you know, other enablers going for you. So at the time of making this comment, I'm like pretty far away from being interested in. So they know I have this bolt, but I'm pretty far away from being interested in like not playing it in the deck like this. I'm also you know always interested in playing playing the new cards in decks like this and seeing how they perform before going back to like the old dusty tech of like I'm gonna put a Boreal Grazer in the spot. But I agree that we're more in on the lookout portion of the game plan. But just because we're like Magda can just not Magda cannot just be that embarrassing in a deck that's playing these 12 freaking cards, and she's like an awesome backup plan, and she's also like a ramp spell. I'm just pretty into it, I guess. We were talking about this yesterday, and we were talking about this yesterday, and it's like the state of modern, like the bar that modern players have for 2-mana creatures is wild, and like rightfully so, right? Rightfully so, because like 2 minute the bar is high for sure, but it's like we just have 2-mana creatures that come down. They make 2 treasures the turn they come down. If you untap with it, you get to make a fucking dragon, hasty 4/4 dragon, and you just get to keep doing that over and over again until it dies. And this is considered by the majority of modern players to be a mediocre, a mediocre card. They have second mana tithe. Oh, okay, we're gonna play around that card. Although they may board it out on the draw. You know, it's like, and like the same thing with like Bill yesterday. Like Bill is like, provides so much power and toughness, and it's like an awesome mana sink, and like people just like show up is really good. You know, there's ton. You know, Satoro's good. I think Magda is a good card. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Magda's bad. You can think Magda's bad if you want to, of course. So I think it's a good card. I think it's off plan. This particular deck, like I said, yeah. And I'm kind of getting on a tangent. And I like, yeah. Some people, yeah. I agree that it's off. It's weird because like I agree Magda is off plan, but we've also like perfectly built around Magda. So I agree. I agree. I'm on board with these two statements. I'm gonna save the Bauble so I can go look out into Double Crime. Let's go ahead and just surveil here. Keep. This is mostly like mana tithe bait, I think. Although I guess I would have to draw on top land to like actually capitalize on that next turn. Yeah, although I don't know that I necessarily would even tap out. You cannot be keeping 1 land mana tithe hands, burn opponent. Mulligan, please. I'd have played the Valakut there. Yeah, it'll be fine, probably. I think I'm able to graveyard the Wrenn if I was going to plan to just not play the mana tithe, but so shocking to Freestrider is kind of awkward because we're against burn. It's also like pretty bad against bolt. Sorry, I guess I Forgot to float my green, but it doesn't really matter. What did I float? I mistapped. I mistapped. Like, I floated 3 red on accident, and then I shocked in the Stomping Ground, but then I just tapped the Stomping Ground for red, and still was able to accomplish my goal. We got a block? Of course we'll block. I guess I should have waited on the Bauble for the info. Get a little antsy. Yeah, I don't feel like you necessarily want. At the very least, I don't think you want to play Lookout Amulet in a like very traditional Amulet deck because it only triggers once a turn. It's obviously a big problem. Red white. Get a Helix. Helix is the Lookout. Fetchland is better for second pick. Fetchlands cost a life to activate. But I guess yeah I guess with the should have played a Fetchland. Also with 6 damage, huh? We're going to go Dryad plus Claw here, plus double Commercial District. Just get Magic Online in a second. Just give him a second. What's that? 12 life points. I got a Dragon's Claw in play. Yeah, there's definitely some interesting sequencing decisions with the deck. I agree. And my opponent's hand is Goblin Guide, and then 3 mystery cards. Suspends a Rift Bolt. Lava Spikes. Come on, Dragon's Claw. Well, I guess that's lethal, huh? One gives us the GGs, and just like yesterday, we're off to a 3-0 start with our Lookout Brew. Let's see if we crash and burn like we did yesterday. Let's get a trophy prediction also. No lands. Classic. No fetch land to go with my Wrenn and Six. I might mulligan. We are a fetch land Wrenn and Six stack. I try to look at with Rune Grab. No, not yet. Let's go to 5. This hand is just too bad against too many decks. Give this one a go. Shout out to the London mulligan. Like, just imagine that. like we just didn't see Valakut Freestrider Lookout because these are the right 2 cards. We have the old London mulligan rule, or old mulligan rule. Although we are mulligan to 5 and getting thought seized on the play. Takes the ring. My 6-card hand would have been like fine against Scam, but obviously not knowing the matchup, I feel like it was good to go to 5. I think I got a graveyard that. So I got the Flame Slashes that are coming in. So I definitely like Pick Your Poison against Murktide. One big problem with Pick Your Poison, of course, against Scam is that a lot of times they have like a 2-2 split of Magus Blood Moon, and there's just like not a lot of extra targets for the Pick Your Poisons. So we may try to do something like just board out our Scapeshifts, and then if they do Blood Moon me, try to be in on Magda. I don't know if that plan makes a lot of sense. A creature deck would have gotten through this. What do these words in this order mean? A creature deck would have gotten through this. A creature deck, whatever that is, would have won this game. Is that what you're saying? Did the creature deck also mold to 5 on the play and get scammed? What is the creature deck? A lot of questions, not a lot of answers. If we're on untapped land, we go like Lookout. I guess we can't even really block the Ragavan that well because of the Wrenn and Six ping. Okay, let's go to game. Tap land, let's go to game 2. Yeah, a Planeswalker deck would have gotten through this. We have, like 12 creatures in the deck. Do you need to bring in Pick Your Poison for Blood Moon? Yeah, so I was kind of thinking that my plan for Blood Moon is to just like Magda them. Like this is like my win condition through Blood Moon, and then beyond that, my deck is like a lot of like one rings and removal spells, which feels like maybe an okay plan to defeat Blood Moon. Also, they are likely playing some density of Magus of the Moons over Blood Moons, which we've got handled. You think Ragavan is just not that good in Modern? Yeah, how good is that good? What is a creature deck? What is that good? There's so many questions, huh? Ragavan is fine. I would say that it's a format staple. It is one of the best 1-mana red creatures in Modern in Magic's history. It is also like it's very hype. It is like also very good against Tron, and then kind of like not super good in any other matchup. It's just kind of like whatever in like every single other matchup almost. Don't want to just main phase Claws into a Bowmasters necessarily. Versus a Wrenn and Six deck, I'd definitely be on Magus over Blood Moon since Boseiju is a card. Well, if I don't think that they're not building their sideboard in the middle of the match. They probably have like, a 2-2 split in their sideboard. I think they would probably just bring in. I mean, it's surely they would know that that Magus is worse than Blood Moon. It was bad to cycle the Claws there. I mean, I'm still just doing really good against a Undying Effect. Like, if my opponent wants to just cheer from themselves and Undying Effect into this, that's fine. So they evoke Grief, pitching Terminate. Takes Flame Slash over Bolt for some reason. Then they... I mean, I'm gonna Claws here, and then if they have Bowmaster, I'll bolt the Bowmaster. I don't know why they took the Flame Slash, though. They got 3 cards in their hand. Nice little 3-for-1 in our favor. Do they just have another Grief Scam as their last cards? They would just play the last turn, though. Oh, they do have the Bowmaster. I'll bolt now so they can't Undying it. That couldn't have been intentional. Yeah, something fucked up for sure. It seems. Someone somewhere fucked up. Yeah, I think they were trying to like bait out Bolt and just play another Undying effect. That actually makes some sense. Okay, so starting next mountain, shout out to Basic Forest. We can start bolting. Relatively high life total. If I draw a mountain, I guess I should probably just play the Valakut first. Let's see what happens. It's pretty likely that they have an Undying effect over there. Our draws have not been that good this game, but thankfully my opponent's plays have not been that good this game. So I think we can afford to just chill for this turn. It is nice then that we now have the insurance for an Undying effect. I think Traverse the Open One could be playable in this deck. Almost absolutely not. Shield is kind of painful. Maybe I could have cycled the claws in response, but I could also draw a lookout. Okay, so big turn here. I guess a mountain is just not doing it. I did draw a lookout though. So let's hit well. So if I pop the claws on their turn, I'm getting hit for 3, and then I can potentially Valakut 3 times, and that is not enough. Oh, they also have nothing in their yard for me to target. So I think I just have to draw here, go to 1, and then have like no outs. Tough. Okay. Scammed out of the trophy. Keep on the draw. Crime on their turn to mountain, or do I not count? Well, the thing is, it's just like if I go Bauble into mountain, I'm still just dead on board. I can kill Shieldred, I can kill Voidwalker, but then I'm still at 1 life, and I have no plan for victory. Like I know I can commit a crime on my opponent's turn with the Bauble, but if I hit even the best possible, it doesn't do anything enough. Okay, so they break on their Archaeologist. I'm glad that I have 4 main deck claws here against the Goryo's deck. I'm less happy I don't have any in my hand, I guess. Let me just cast the Magda. When the Flash Doggo comes out, how many requests for Flash builds do I think I'll get? I don't know. I mean, like the Flash decks are like obviously pretty. Oh, okay, so they're not Goryo's. They're like Cosmic Rebirth, Ephemerate control of some kind. So let's go Dryad, Mire, Bolt, make a treasure. Bring to light, maybe? Maybe. I know some Goryo's players are crazy and they're just like, the secret to Goryo's vengeance attracts is to play all of the colors and all of the good cards, which is, I don't know, maybe true. So they pick up a binding, and I imagine they're going to binding Dryad. Land would be potentially good to punish them for waiting on the leyline binding. Okay, well. So this trigger is not going to resolve, but it is nice that I get a treasure at least. Because I just get to fetch again. Yeah. Opponents are human, they're going to make some mistakes. Wow, quite the stack. I always love a nice stack that's not very focused on counter spells, you know what I mean? So they're down 2 bindings. Okay, they just concede to the ring. Probably pretty flooded since they Wrenn and Six so much. Well, I don't really know what's going on. They're either a ephemerate control deck with Archaeologist. The Abundant Growths are also really throwing me off. You can just play those as like anti-Blood Moon tech, mana fixing. Used to play them for Yorion. I've played them before with Ice Fang, to where I can just go like fetch a forest, Abundant Growth, and then I can just get a bunch of basic snowlands for Ice Fang. But I really doubt that they're playing Ice Fang. It seems like I should have like more than 0 pick your poisons in my deck post board against them. So like maybe just do 2 split of pick your poison and bolt. Yeah, I guess it's really good that pick your poison or that Leyline Binding has flash, because people will just punt with it. If it didn't have flash, then opponent would never be able to punt with it. Yeah, it took 9 damage at the Archaeologist to kill it that turn. Okay, definitely keeping the claws. So what I'll probably do now that I have a claws on top is go like Magda Bauble, crack the Bauble, make the treasure, and then I can use that treasure to play the claws, and use that to commit the crimes with. Opponent has not been very lucky on their Archaeologist yet. Yeah, Death Ray Shaman would be an awesome crime committer. There's some people talking about playing Shaman and Pioneer as a crime committer. So they pending my Magda. Look out! This card's so good. So hopefully they just binding the lookout, then I get to go pick your poison, Valakut, Dryad Valakut, crime, just crush him. They instead pick your poison my claws, which is rude as hell. Look out! Come on. Okay. Good first league. Lost a scam. Rolled to 5 on the play. Game 1. Got out top deck game 2. Feel okay about that. Let's run it back. I feel like that was a really good showing for the deck. Open the Ragavan on the account I can't cash out of. That was that's not good. Yeah, card is